Hey guys, it's Cloud9 Jack, and I'm here for the reintroduction and the return of Jensen to Cloud9. I'm super excited for him to be here because obviously we did not have the best spring performance and we need to make some adjustments to make sure that we can actually return to going to Worlds. Me personally, in the 10 years of managing teams, I've only missed Worlds one time. I never want to make sure, I never want that to happen again. I know Jensen has never missed Worlds, so I'm really excited that he's here.
Yeah, I mean, the plan is to keep that trend going, so see you guys at Worlds.
All right, so just to be really clear, I know there's a lot of rumors out there, guesswork, what we're doing with our roster. A lot of it's been right. So Fudge going from mid up to top. We have blaber in jungle. Jensen is taking mid. We have Berserker in the AD carry position, and Zven is coming into the bot lane as his support. And something that's also new and exciting is that he got his green card just recently. So he's all NA all the way.
We love NA.
Yeah, we love NA.
I guess entering the offseason, Cloud9 didn't have the results they expected. And, you know, I reached out to them to hear if there was any interest. And immediately, you know, I know that they have goals of making it to Worlds and just having good international runs. And it seems like we kind of just aligned on the same idea that we want to be a competitive team. And yeah, I mean, it just made sense.
In the off season of last year, we were actually really interested in having Jensen join our team, but there was these massive buyouts that are kind of in the way of making something like that happen. So I looked at other opportunities that didn't have those issues to stop it. But now those problems are gone and we really need him more than ever. So it was really, a fantastic fit. When I reached out to him to talk about the team we were building, he was really interested in what we were doing. And I know I had blaber going, you need to make this happen. I had Fudge saying, you need to make this happen. I had Zven saying, you need to make this happen. So we made it happen.
Going into the offseason, we wanted to move away from working with Summit, and we thought the best option that we would have for top lane would just to have Fudge go back, because top lane options are a lot more limited, in my opinion, than mid lane options, as well as Fudge was already really good at top previously. So we wanted to move him back top, and that meant that we were gonna have to look for like a new mid laner. And like there are some EU options that we also were looking at for sure, but one of the first people that came to my mind was Jensen, just because for me, I've wanted to work with Jensen in the past, like after we stopped working together. I had a good time playing with him. I've always thought he was very talented and I wanted to play with him again. So I was definitely one of the people pushing for Jack to pick up Jensen. And in the end, they were able to come to an agreement. Yeah, so it's pretty much how it happened.
Initially, I was a bit worried about picking up Jensen just because I didn't have a very good first impression of him. But then blaber sort of convinced me to talk to him. Blaber and Zven convinced me to talk to him to at least see how the conversation goes. And I think after talking to him, I was pleasantly surprised with how willing he was to. There was bad rumors about him, I guess, as a teammate, but I think he was able to address them really calmly and objectively. And I liked my conversation with him a lot, which made me very willing to work with him because I think he's really, really good as a player. And my only possible worry with him was possible team dynamic issues. But after talking to him, I'm pretty happy to play with him.
And then I pushed personally to get Jensen in the team. I think that it was very weird how Jensen went from having a very good year in 2021, going to Worlds and playing, in my opinion, pretty well for a team that had a lot of struggles, which was TL. And then he didn't have a starting position in 2022 in Spring Split. That was, to me, very weird. So I pushed for Jensen. I know him personally a little bit. He is, of course, Danish as well. Not that matters, but it means that I know him better. So I thought we should get Jensen on the team. He's also been in C9 before. He knows people like blaber. He knows the Auric pretty well. So he's familiar with his surroundings, and I think that it won't take us that long to reach a pretty good level. So I'm confident in this roster, and I'm happy we got this roster assembled.
If you look at the team and the changes we've made, we had a lot of interesting projects beginning of spring. And some of the things we're doing this summer, we also have some interesting projects, but I would say that most of the things that we're doing are kind of no-brainer moves. We know Fudge top, he's going to perform the job really well. He's going to be able to make sure he doesn't. What's really special about Fudge is like he's one of the few top lanes we've ever had that never basically ints. He's always like productive for our team in the game, and that's actually really rare in top laners. Sorry to the other top laners out there, but it's true. And Berserker is insane. He's got insane hands. Jensen is super stable, like probably the best performing mid last year at Worlds out of North America. And Jensen and blaber, like they have a strong history of playing really well together. And I know the two of them have wanted to play together again ever since Jensen left. And so I would say like the biggest question mark that a lot of people will have about this roster is like, how is Zven going to perform? Like, can he do that job? And anyone who has worked like in League of Legends and has been a pro knows this guy grinds super freaking hard. He puts in the work to get the results he needs, but he also comes with, he's new to support, but he's been in bot lane like forever. And that knowledge is transferable to that position. So there's probably some like learning, absolutely, but this is a guy that we are betting he's gonna be able to figure out this position and take all that experience of being excellent at bot lane and take us to heights that we.
I think it'll be interesting because I think we have a good balance of, people who are very stable at the game and also a lot of playmaking at the same time. So I think how we're going to gel together as a team is, I don't really see any problems, at least right now. Maybe down the line there'll be some, but I think I have a lot of faith in this team and this project because I think everyone here seems to have a really good attitude towards the game and are willing to put in the work.
It was back in like February before the season started, but Jack was basically talking to me about like, hey, if none of our support options work out or whatever, because I guess he wasn't that confident back then, that once Zven got his green card, that it would be a possibility for him to play support. Obviously now, with our current lineup, it doesn't actually matter if he has a green card. But back then, with Summit obviously, and Berserker, he would have needed a green card to play support, and it was something that Jack was thinking about. Definitely, it wasn't something that crossed my mind really, because I was like, okay, sure, Jack, like, he likes to talk about a lot of stuff, so I was like, okay, it's just another one of his things that he talks about, but it actually came true, so good job, Jack.
First of all, I don't really think support is a role that's extremely hard to role swap to, especially if you already played ADC, just because as an ADC you learn a lot about support in the process of playing bot lane, right? But also I think Zven as a player is very, very good at reading the overall game state, which I think is very important for supports. And you have to understand all the other roles when you're a support player, which I think Zven actually understands really, really well. I trust him a lot to be able to improve a lot in support and actually be a really good support player, which is why I'm happy to play with him in support. Originally though, I actually thought he wouldn't want to role swap to support. I thought he would just want to stay ADC, because usually people that play ADC want to, be the stars,
Those are mid laners, dude. ADCs are willing to drop the ego a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, a little bit. That's
mid
true.
laners, they won't do that. But
yeah, I was willing to drop the mid lane ego.
not to go support though.
Oh, never to go support.
Another role is fine, yeah.
Yeah.
The role swap happened in the offseason. It became pretty clear pretty quickly already in the middle of playoffs that Winston was not going to be on the roster in summer. He wasn't even playing in the end of playoffs. I don't know what happened to Isles staying in the team. That's not my business. But I was asked if I wanted to play support for the main team, and there were no good opportunities for me to play ADC in C9 or in any other good team. So I chose to try support over staying in academy for another split or not playing at all. So here we are, and I'm actually looking forward to it as well. So it's gonna be good, I think. Yeah, I'm challenger right now in the US 1000 LP at the time of recording this video, and I feel confident, playing support. Is not really that. I think the laning phase is probably the easiest part of the role. It's in the mid game where it gets harder, where you have to use more brain. I always thought if I played support, I would do certain things that I wanted my support players to do when I was playing ADC. So I have a good idea of what I want to do as a support player because I know the ADC mindset, so to speak. So I think I have a good idea of what I'm gonna be doing differently than other support players, and I have a head start off of other people that reroll because I have so much experience in the bot lane already. So, and I've worked with good support players in the past too, so I have things that I noticed they always did that I thought was good. So I don't have any fear that I won't be quick to learn this role.
I look forward to playing top lane again, mainly because I think I learnt a lot by playing mid lane for a split, specifically about how the other roles play around top lane and the way, I guess, their own perspectives. I think I understand a lot more about how jungle will play with mid and how support plays with mid to affect other roles. So I think I'll be able to use that pretty well to play top lane even better than I was before.
I'm very excited for Fudge to go back top, just because I felt like in my career, Fudge has been the most consistent top laner I've worked with. He's definitely been very good, and I'm really happy for him to go back top.
I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty excited because I feel like top lane is really sucks. So looking good as a top lane is pretty easy.
So during my break, I obviously watched LCS and paid a lot of attention to mid lane. And I think right now, mid lane is looking pretty weak. So I think there's not going to be much trouble for me coming back here. I think we're probably going to smash all the teams, and I'm looking forward the most to taking out TL. But I think they kind of did that themselves, anyways.
Ooh. I'm super excited about it because it's almost like a double rivalry in a way, because obviously Jensen's going to have a rivalry with TL. I've always had a rivalry with TL, love you, Steve. And now the Bjergsen, probably through Jensen's career here in North America, the guy he's been up, head to head against for years and years has been Bjergsen. So now in one team, we can those matches are going to be hot. I say historically it used to be TSM, but they're pretty.
We don't talk about TSM anymore.
TSM. So the TL Cloud9 games are going to be hype. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, from my perspective, I think the whole thing is overblown by the community.
Yeah.
Because, I wasn't really part of the system as much when it came to it. It was more so just the whole benching thing that happened. But
yeah,
that's something we're past, right? So it's really there wasn't really any other problems for me. Not that I can think of right now, at least.
No, when I think back on those years, I only have fond memories of we had really good times.
Yeah.
The ups were incredibly good. I remember when we did get community backlash in the past. As a team, inside the team, things were really positive and really good, and we had a lot of excitement. I'm nothing but thrilled to have you back.
Yeah.
I don't think that we actually operate the team as far as the day-to-day all that much different. The systems meme is kind of I don't really quite, I think it's just more of an anger of some of the decisions that were made through this split with people who have actually no idea why. And that's okay, because I'm not sharing. But I think we're just thrilled to have you back, and I think it feels like you're coming home.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just looking forward to the future and to get going again.
Yep.
My expectation going to summer is to win the split. I think anything else besides winning the split, I won't be happy with. But realistically, for me, I just want to make worlds, and that's most important to me. So, yeah, top 3 at least. But anything less than first is going to be sad.
At the start, I don't expect us to be insane, but I do think that all our players are really, really good at the game, and they have shown that they can be insane compared to at least NA. So I think that by playoffs, I expect us to be the best team. And obviously, I expect us to win Summer Split. And if we don't...
Unlucky.
It's not unlucky. The disaster would have happened.
It's just unlucky.
Unlucky.
Last couple of years, it's always been first place is the goal, and top 3 in summer is okay. It's sometimes you win Summer Split, you go to Worlds, you do shit, and then you think to yourself, if I was top 3 in LCS, but I went to quarters or semis at Worlds, that'll be better. So top 3 in Summer is good enough for sure. Winning would be absolutely amazing, but I think that I always had this opinion is that if you win Spring Split and you go to MSI, EG in this case, you should always be the best team in Summer, unless you have some sort of, you know, internal problem causing you to not be the best. Because I think that the practice you get from MSI and the experience of boot camping and playing against the best teams in the world will always give you an advantage over others. You know, right now, EG beat 100 Thieves in TL in last week, and those teams aren't playing right now. They're probably just chilling while EG is improving. So it's gonna be hard to beat a team like EG. So I'll be okay with making Worlds. That's for me good enough. But yeah, of course, we'll do everything we can to win. That's not what I'm saying. But yeah, top 3 is good enough for sure. Yeah, it's been quite a year so far, playing lock-in ADC, to being in Academy, scrimming one scrim day a week against the main team just for that only, not playing any official matches, to now being role swapped to support for the LCS team. I'm looking forward to it with a positive mindset, and I hope that you guys will support me and the team as well. I know that we've been memeing the systems a lot, but I do think that we have a pretty good roster and a pretty good chance of making at the very least top 3, and then we'll see what happens in the split. Thank you for supporting me and the team.
It'll be exciting for me because right when I come back now there's crowd again, so yeah, I'm just looking forward to go out there and playing again, to be honest.
Yeah, I loved seeing the crowd back for Houston, but the pain of watching it from the sidelines is something I never want to experience again. So I am really excited to get in there, play, to see my teams play in front of crowds, to see the interaction with the fans, and to be a part of the biggest games that are going to happen in Summer and at Worlds.
Let's make it happen.
Let's do that.
Script says Fudge is going back top. That's what the script says.
Not that role. I hate that role.
All right, next.